I'm not naming no names, but I wish you guys knew how easy it is to fake being wealthy for the internet here in LA. A lot of those big money guys and your favorite creators don't live where you think they live. So up the street from here, $100 million mansion that costs $90 an hour to rent out. A lot of creators rent that space once a week, film their content, and make it look like they live there. Rent a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, $99 an hour. It gets crazier because most people in LA have a following. Because to be a model or an actor, there's a lot of casting calls you can't go to unless you have a following. What used to happen is when you got with an agency, they would dump you a bunch of bots. Now most people realize how that damages an account, but the metrics are still there. And since most people don't know how to do that, they end up buying followers, likes, comments, shares, everything. So they can go to casting calls and keep their agency. Or because there's agency-funded houses out here. Anyone who's part of that agency can go film there and make it look like they live there. And they encourage you to do this because it looks better for the internet. But there's even more because we also have designer rental services. It's between $300 and $800 a month, and you get bags, shoes, sunglasses, clothing, anything you need, all designer. Just wear it, get your pictures, and then send it back. As long as you don't ruin it, you don't have to pay for it. You can fully construct a lifestyle out here of wealth. And that's part of the reason we're starting to get a bunch of influencer debt resolution companies now. Like, you don't need to feel bad about yourself. Just wear the 10-cent shirt from the thrift store. Nobody cares, I promise you. Build your content around something else. You don't have to look rich to be a creator.
The idea of being perceived as a rich person has ruined Instagram. Because why in the world would you want to be rich on the internet? Because we know rich people, often than not, are not posting their wealth on Instagram and flaunting it. Often than not, it's usually the Nepo babies who do this, okay? They're not about flaunting their wealth. If anything, they are trying to look like they don't have money. They're trying to look like they are not wealthy enough. And that is not me in any way or form glorifying billionaires. I am not. They should be taxed the hell out of them. They shouldn't be allowed to even escape taxes because they can afford, since, well, they're more focused on their legacy and building their generational wealth, then they should be paying tax more than anyone else, on a higher rate even. Okay, so another thing that bothers me about celebrities or influencers, as you would call them, they took the fun out of social media. They took the fun out of just chatting to people, talking and having fun. I guess this is why on the early stages of TikTok, it was not, listen to me talking about TikTok. About social media was about just texting. Nobody cared about how you looked. You just shared your thoughts with people and stuff like that. It was about that. And then we evolved, then become about images and then being perceived as a rich person, being perceived to have money. And then being perceived like that is a danger in itself because you are a target to criminals because they look at you and be like, you might as well have money. Okay, you don't. And also these rappers as well. It's not just influencers, it's rappers as well. They're in these contracts and then they own things that they don't own because their labels own those very same thing. Okay, so it's being perceived as a rich person, and we also perceive celebrities that they are wealthy, that they're not. Meanwhile, they're not. They are in contracts. They are in these things that keep them like they are working like 9 to 5 kind of job, but it's a different kind of 9 to 5, but they are working. Okay, so some of them just don't have money. They don't have that kind of money. They will never have that kind of money because they have to pay debt that they owe to these labels. Look at Nicki Minaj. She doesn't have money. She's broke. But meanwhile, they say her net worth is over what. Meanwhile, she doesn't have money. She doesn't have that kind of money. It's just this world that's been...
Every time I open up this app, I kid you not, I see somebody talking about how are these 19 and 20-year-old influencers living in these sky-rise apartments, driving fucking Lamborghinis, unboxing a $500 to $2,000 bag every week. As somebody that's been in the influencer space for over 10 years, let me tell you exactly how they're doing it. Obviously, some people are born lucky. They get born into rich families and their families take care of them, so they're able to shop like that. But let me tell you about the other 90%. I told you guys in a previous TikTok that I witnessed somebody's card get declined and they managed to open up another line of credit on their phone in under 10 minutes and pay for said bag that was thousands of dollars. I have watched people film $10,000 shopping haul and then go and return all of it. I'm sure you guys have come across those girls that are like, I don't wear things more than once. Yeah, because most of them are returning it. Like, not the fake bouginess. How are they driving these expensive ass cars? Child, they are renting them by the week. I'm talking spending $1,000 to fake flex a car, film a whole fucking car tour just to have to return it. That's why I say do not believe everything that you see online because most of it is fucking fake. I have had at least 10 influencers tell me that they have never paid their taxes. These big mansions and nice apartments you see them living in, they don't own them, they're renting. That's why it always fucking gags me when I see people that I used to be cool with e-bagging online talking about, can you guys donate money to me, when they used to spend like $12,000 a month on their apartment. Like, baby, if you would have saved that money and just bought a house, you wouldn't be on here doing all this. Talking about Lion! He said the Lion! Another galaxy, another rose. Bitch, get a fucking grip. Why didn't you invest in a home? Like, why didn't you buy a house instead of renting these big mansions? Like, why do so many people just rent these big homes instead of making actual investments? Well, there's something required if you want to be able to get a good mortgage at a good rate. And that's good credit. Do you really think somebody who is constantly maxing out their credit cards, not paying them, and then opening brand new ones to live beyond their means has good credit? Sure, you can get a house with shitty credit, but you're going to have to put down a fat down payment. You think they have that if they're maxing out their credit cards once again? So it's literally a whole fucking cycle. So like I said, don't believe the shit that you see online. It is all fucking fake. Like, do not be jealous of anybody's life. Like, just don't. Plus, most of these people are fucking miserable, okay? Okay, I'm
Like, be you. There's nothing more wonderful in this. There's only one you, and you can only be yourself. The most beautiful way you could ever exist is with yourself. Never, ever envy anyone else, because you don't know. It doesn't matter how beautiful their life is. It looks nice to look at them and be like, wow, they live a nice life. I would want to attain that one day and live such a beautiful, luxurious life. I would love that and keep it moving. Do not compare yourself to other people. You are not them and they are not you. Okay? You are there living your simple life like me and enjoying the perks of being me, because I don't owe anyone anything. No one will come to me and tell me that I owe them. Maybe you should keep your mind in that kind of headspace.
As stupid as influencers may look, filming themselves and blah, 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 understand that social currency is very real. My boyfriend and I are going on vacation, so we were looking at Airbnbs. We found a place that we like. It's huge, it's beautiful, but it's pretty significantly more expensive than the other Airbnbs that we were looking at. And the other ones are nice, but this one's just really nice. My boyfriend messages, and I don't know exactly what he asked, but I'm assuming he asked if they could go lower on the price or if there's wiggle room. I'm not sure. They say absolutely no, 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 no. I message the big dog and I say, hi, I'm a content creator, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. When I say they cut that price tag in half, that Airbnb is now cheaper than all of our other options, every single one of them. So although it may look a little cringy when we're filming ourselves getting out of bed, even though we clearly weren't sleeping and we set up the camera, the real world benefits, I'm sorry, they're eating every time.